What if you treated the way that you read or watched or looked at anything like you would an exhibit at a museum? Let's say, for instance, you're playing Ocarina of Time, and instead of going down the main path of saving Hyrule or whatever, you went over to some random area in the game and wander around, looking at the characters, the assets, listening to the music, the sound effects, seeing the textures and the way that they differentiated between a rug and a floor or the wall or grass, thinking about why the developers decided to place things in the way they did, giving life to the world like it's a beautiful sunset or an awe-inspiring painting. They say when you gaze into the abyss, it stares right back. I think by taking the time to look at these things, it ends up saying something. I don't really know what, but it feels like there's so many things to learn just by studying a random little thing that you come across. So why rush through when you can instead take a moment to just gaze? I didn't always have much growing up, so if I was allowed access to any media at all, I would treasure every piece of it. Ocarina of Time, Scooby-Doo, Pokemon Crystal, Banjo-Kazooie. I played and watched them to death. And after I had gone through them multiple times, I would find myself exploring through the levels or watching and re-watching all of the episodes. The soft glows of the skybox as it fades out of view, the items placed around the towns and what kinds of stories they told, even the textures pasted onto the walls, floors, paintings, rugs, anything. I loved just wandering into a room and looking at every piece of it, or looking at all the backgrounds that had been lovingly hand painted. I remember asking myself exactly what the temples were for, and I would dream up these grand histories about what happened before Link actually arrived. I would stare at these little guys in the entrance to Grunty's castle, these strange little monsters, and wonder why Gruntilda chose to etch them delicately into the walls. Looking out towards the backgrounds of Scooby-Doo and Wonderland and imagining what lay beyond the frame, just wanting so badly to explore those spaces, walk around, see what was there. Now that I've learned so much about the process of making these kinds of works, you'd think I'd probably have lost the spark, I got older, whatever, but honestly, it just made it worse. It made it so much worse. Now I find myself not only getting lost in these places, but wondering what the people making them, what were they thinking when they were painting down that scene or programming this enemy to behave in this certain way? What was their life like, and what is their process? Learning so many of the different roles and jobs attached to these projects started to make me look out for all the different aspects. It wasn't just about whether I liked it overall or not, but it was about everything. Maybe I didn't love every part of it, but the costumes, color grading, music, sound design, camera work, textures, particle effects, props, acting, blocking, cinematography, lighting, panels, dialogue, scripting. Hell, I'm getting into comics now for the first time, and I'm learning that lettering is an entirely separate position that people do. And honestly, all of that is just so cool. There's just so many different things to appreciate that it's easy to get lost exploring the spaces, no matter what form of media they come in. I've heard people say, oh, I'm not really into film, music, comics, TV, video games, whatever. And no hate to any of those people. I totally get that not everything is for everyone, and I'm the same way. I don't love everything. But on the other side of the coin, to me, it's kind of all the same thing. It doesn't really matter if it's from any particular different medium. It's all an expression, an entrance into another world, dreamed up by someone else who also likes to explore and adventure. Someone else who likes to just get lost. Someone who will take me along the journey of their world and show me all the sights, but doesn't mind if I hang back and look over any particular detail. So that's what's up. And hey, what's up? I just want to look at stuff, find stuff, overthink stuff, mostly just get lost in a vibe. So if that's something you're interested in, welcome.